Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Greg. Got a video today from She Said, unemployed mother of 17 children want taxpayer to pay her bills. Please extra them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get it. Chow time.
When I first met Angel, she was living in a one-bedroom motel. 12 of her children were sharing just 2 beds. And Angel demanded that someone pay for her.
How the hell does she have that many children? Like, this woman is fertile as fuck.
To move into a new house. With the help of the Department of Children and Families, Angel moved into a new home. But when someone posted stories about her on YouTube, she became internationally famous as an example of what is wrong with the welfare system in America.
Agreed.
Angel doesn't care that people across the country hate her.
That's okay because they don't know me.
Now Angel and her husband are back in trouble and back in court.
Our lights go on, they go off. They go on, they go off.
Angel is facing eviction from her home, and her power has been turned off because they owe nearly $600 in back payments.
So they gave you a home, they gave you all these things, and you still didn't pay your bills.
Angel told the judge she used a check from the Tampa Housing Authority that was to pay for the power bill to pay instead to evacuate her children.
This is literally insane. Unemployed mother of 17 children demanded somebody pay her bills. Why would you have that many children and not have a way to take care of them? The mindset that it's other people's responsibility to take care of your children is a very, very entitled mindset. And the people that understand that when she says somebody needs to pay her bills, she means you, taxpayers who pay into programs like SNAP, that's taken out of your check. Those people were the most triggered in the comments of this video.
During Hurricane Irma.
And I used it for my children to evacuate for the Irma hurricane. When they told us to get out, I used that money to evacuate and get my children.
Why were you, this is like bullshit excuses, because why would you, your bill was so high. It was months upon months of not being paid.
Where they needed to be.
The judge told Angel and her husband the bill is theirs to pay.
You're asking me to make an agency pay money above and beyond what they committed to pay, and I don't have that authority.
And so Angel is facing eviction once again from this home. The landlord has not been paid rent in 3 months, and Angel is wondering where now to turn.
My children are hungry. My children are afraid. My children are cold. My children can't function in school. My children, they're not doing very well at all.
Listen,
It may be of your fault.
personally don't know anybody who can feed 17 children.
I mean, unless you're Nick Cannon status where you're making millions upon millions. Yeah, 17. Jeez. That's a lot of mouth to feed.
This is crazy, bro. I personally don't know anyone in my life who can take care of 17 children. When I say that, I mean give them the best life possible.
True.
Put them through school, make sure that they aren't hungry, and then also make sure that they're competent enough to be in a field where they can...
Like, I can't even imagine what kind of house you need to fit 17 kids comfortably.
be educated. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Of course, I'm curious.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Okay, I need to know something. For those of you that are married, how did you get your significant other to see the value in getting engaged and getting married? It hurts me to even be posting this, but I have waited so long for those things and they haven't happened yet. He can't see this video. I totally blocked him, but girl to girl, what are some of the things that you did to accomplish that? Because I'm really struggling to get him to see my perspectives and how much marriage would mean to me. I love this man and we have built so much together and I don't want to leave him, but at the same time, I don't have those things that I have been asking for, and he says it's really selfish of me to ask for them. So I don't know. Help a girl out. I need some advice. Let me know.
Maybe you're...
What's wrong with your relationship now? Why do you need to get married? Are you guys happy? You said you built together already. Maybe he doesn't want to get financially ruined by you later in case you change your mind.
Man probably doesn't want to marry you because he knows you're the type of person to talk to random people online.
That too.
Instead of have a private mature conversation. The willingness for people to go on platforms like TikTok and just assume everybody in there has their best interest in mind and just ask a question like this really should be studied. She knows that what she's doing right now is wrong, right? She knows that he wouldn't like this.
That's why
okay,
she said
I
she blocked
appreciate
him.
all the comments. I have been crying for like the last hour, but I'm good now. We're good. We're bouncing back. And I've just been processing. I don't want to be toxic about it.
I want to call bullshit on that crying for the last hour, because if she was, her eyes would be quite red, and this would be not fully made up like this. Unless she cried for an hour, then all of a sudden put on makeup afterwards so she can make this video. Like,
and be like, give me the ring or I'm out of here. We just don't roll like that. I feel like the best course of action is to just casually bring it up, but also just stay super focused on me and being the best version of me that I can possibly be. And hopefully soon, if not, then I just have to kind of go my own way. But like even the thought of that literally makes me cry. I just know that that's not the right answer, but I just was unsure of how to get there now. Does that make sense? I don't know. Just say your prayers for me.
Never marry a woman simply because she's threatening to leave you or is pressuring you to make that decision. Make sure that decision is thought out very, very carefully and that you are making this decision, not based on pressure from the people around you, family, or anybody else. This commenter responded back to that chick and says, I did absolutely nothing to get my husband to propose to me. He wanted to, and he did. You shouldn't have to prove your worth, queen. If he doesn't see it, it's his loss. The really bad thing about this comment and comments like this is it can be easily translated to, I did not have to work for the type of relationship or marriage I have. True. I was just there and it just happened, which is what a lot of these chicks think is going to happen to them. And regardless of what she thinks she did or didn't do, your husband didn't just marry you just because. He had a reason. He saw value in you. And you had to bring that value.
This woman's going viral for freaking out at her boyfriend at the airport.
Yeah,
Check it out.
this one's just ridiculous.
Bro, you're a weird. Like it's not funny.
Now, because of how outrageous this was, people kept laughing and videoing at her, causing her to turn around and lash out at people as they walked by. Now, after about a full minute of her saying some insane things to her boyfriend, a security guard comes up and asks if everything's all right, to which the boyfriend responds, hey, we're just a little bit stressed about making our flight. And the security guard says, hey, let's go over here and talk. Now, the couple's never been identified, so we don't know if they made their flight or if they're even still together to this day, but the internet has come together to say that this guy needs to leave. With some of the top voices saying, gentlemen, if it's gotten to the point that she talks to you like that, then there's a good chance it won't get better and it's time to kick her to the curb. Or things like, there aren't enough red flags on the planet to label this one. Run fast and run far. Now, I know for people that are in these types of situations, for one reason or another, they feel like it's really hard for them to leave, but I don't care what redeeming quality you feel like they have. If they treat you like this, there is no redemption in that relationship and you really need to just get out. But that's my opinion. What do you—
There's so many of us guys making videos, telling you guys, have some standards. It's okay. You don't have to accept this kind of treatment. You're people too. It's not correct, guys. Tell other men to have standards. Help push out the standards. Help other men grow so they don't get mistreated by women like this. Because men have been taught to let women run all over them.
What do y'all think?
Listen, chicks like this are so stressful. I've seen this. I've seen chicks who emotionally manipulate the men who they're with, because the moment he decides to step out or leave, you know what she does? Starts crying, probably starts threatening to delete herself. Sick stuff. But there are women out here who are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that they're always the victim in every single situation. Yep. And they're not past manipulating their way and trying to blame you for ruining their life, or for them maybe like offing themselves or something like that. Because obviously she's mentally unstable. He knows that. He's trying to help her. You can't help her. She needs professional help. This poor guy needs to leave as fast as possible. Women like this won't stop. They go from one dysfunctional relationship to the next if they don't actually sort those issues out they're dealing with.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I already know y'all are going to have a problem with me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. When men start complaining that they can't find a woman, I tune out. Just like when my son comes to tell me that he can't find the peanut butter in the pantry, and I know for a fact that the peanut butter is sitting right there in front of his face, but he just doesn't know how to look for things well. And I roll my eyes and tell him to look again. That's how I treat when grown men say that they can't find a woman. I can name you 5 single, attractive women who have their own place, their own job, their own car right now.
And you think that's all we care about? Maybe their attitude is just probably as horrible as yours. And that's why we can't find good women.
Who are actively working on themselves and ready for something real.
Sure.
Like, even with many of us deciding not to participate in dating anymore, there are still a ton of women who are so badly ready for a relationship. It's not even funny. How often
Just because they're so badly ready for a relationship or want a relationship does not mean they're good for relationships. Or they're good for men being with them. That's period.
you see women literally get on TikTok and say how they're tired of being single? Telling you right now, if you're a grown adult man, especially if you're attractive and you know how to treat women, if you're single,
Especially
it's
if you're attractive.
Either you aren't actually ready or you're not looking hard enough, because there are literally amazing women.
Really amazing women everywhere. The fact that this chick named the qualifications for being an amazing woman ready for a relationship being own place, own car, own job, like basic essential needs, as qualifying to cooperate in a relationship is problematic. It's problematic. Even in the caption of this video, it says there are healthy, healed, gorgeous, kind, independent women everywhere. We see it. We see the independent women everywhere, and men want to make sure that they stay independent because they're not looking for women who are independent. How can you blame the consumer for not picking the product? Personally, I've yet to meet a chick with a bunch of single friends, and there are a lot of women out here with a bunch of single friends, who doesn't think all her friends are gorgeous and perfect. Oh yeah,
True.
she's amazing.
True.
I don't get why she's single. You guys hear it all the time. They never admit if their friends are lacking in certain areas in their life. Men aren't choosing to marry those women simply because, in the words of the sisterhood, they know their worth and they aren't settling for less.
Oh, the sisterhood strikes again. All of my friends are good, independent, strong, gorgeous women ready to settle down. My ass. Please show them below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.